everyone, it's Linda. I just wanted to come on real quick here. I was taking a shower and just had the most, the coolest epiphany or revelation or whatever you want to call it. I heard something last night. It was from Corey Good, and he said something about the majority of people, like I'm assuming he means the woke people, already know what their life mission is. And that's something that I completely concur on. I agree 100% that your life here is the training ground. And I want to elaborate on that a little bit because I think he hit a really good point. And I've seen this with clients recently who want to know what their life mission is, and they're not sure. They feel like they're stuck or they don't know. And his point in saying this was, yes, you do. You know what your life mission is. And even though we have amnesia, for lack of better words, in all these experiments that have been conducted, all the genetic experiments that have been going on and, that are concluding now, we're wrapping it up because we take responsibility for all of this on planet Earth. And I mean, as a whole, humanity as a collective. Things are being wrapped up now, but that means we're being handed the reins over. They're being handed over to us. So I wanted to talk about this just a little bit because you know what your life mission is. And if you say, no, I don't, and you want to argue that point, don't worry about it. Think back on major events in your life. Think about what you wanted to be when you were a child. Think about the training and experiences that you've had in your life, and that includes major traumas. Think about what you've been through that has made you stronger, that you have grown from. Think about the events in your life that have taken place so that you can gain a knowledge base, perhaps to help somebody else, or you don't know the reason at the time, but they say there's always a reason. And that's true. There is always a reason, and that reason is your training and your experience to gain that knowledge. And now you convert that to wisdom when you step into your mission. So when you're leveling up and you're converting your knowledge into wisdom, you are now taking the reins of your life and stepping into your life mission. So you might have some grandiose idea of a life mission being like some kind of, secret envelope handed to you saying your life mission, if you choose to accept it, will be. And it's not really that way. You actually, you might have planned that before, but your life mission is what you're stepping into, what you're taking action on, and how you're creating future experiences. And what are you here to do? You know the answer. Only you know the answer to that. So I could give examples, and I'm not sure if you want to, listen to a video where I ramble on about different examples, but I'm getting an analogy that I can show you of say, a swamp. Perfect example, okay? And this is not about your life mission. So this and your experiences. You can draw, 2 + 2 and figure that out yourself for the traumas you've been through, the life experiences you've been through, the education, the training, the experience, all of that. You can take those cues to see what you have been preparing yourself for to step into. What do you now have a working conscious knowledge base of? Not something that your soul knew in prior or different or parallel or whatever aspects of yourself. Not that. What do you have in your working current conscious experience that you can help other people or teach other people or share with other people or be empathetic and resonate with, so that you would then therefore attract those other people to you to sympathize, empathize, be compassionate, healing, send energy, whatever it is in the light code exchange that's going on from your energetic signature. What is it that's going to go on between you and that person for mutual healing and lifting of vibration? Remember, you are the ship that lifts all the tides in your harbor. So whatever you have gone through has created this vortex in your own field that when other people are drawn to that vortex, they can then resonate at your level, or the frequency that you're on, not level, but the frequency that you're putting out. They can be pulled to, like the magnets, like we do. We attract and repel and all of that. And so they can then work through their thing, and perhaps they give you something you need. That's how we interact with people all the time. We're constantly interfacing with, drawing to and repelling from, and drawing to and repelling from. And this is a continuous thing because this is how energy works. So your frequency level is going to bring to you what you need, but it's also going to bring people to you that you can help. And when you're awake and you're woke and you're aware of your multidimensional aspect, and you are consciously speaking with people who are resonating with you, and it could just be a conversation, and they're getting something from you. As much as you can get from them, you're giving to them as well. It's when you step up and change that knowledge base, you step up a level in your multidimensional being. When you are stepping into your mission is when you're connecting with your higher self, or your multidimensional aspect, or your spiritual self. When you connect with that and you're talking with somebody on a physical level, you've attracted them to you, you have similar life experiences, and you're connecting with your higher self, and you're deliberately transmitting energy. You're deliberately transmitting your codes. You're deliberately transmitting healing. You're deliberately transmitting peace and love and light. You're deliberately transmitting a piece of your heart so that they can get through what they're going through. And you can do that because you feel it. You don't even have to consciously declare and send that. You can feel it leaving your body. It's a natural process. So when you feel that energy leaving your body, a lot of times you'll feel it leaving out of, I feel it leaving out of my elbow chakras. I mean, it comes out of my heart too, but when things happen on a physical level and they just go, the energy doesn't even go all the way down to my hands. It just takes off out of my elbows, which is kind of funny, but that's happened as long as I can remember. But anyhow, I want to go back to the swamp, because the swamp is kind of funny, because as a collective, as humanity, where we're at now, the Lion's Gate, and the eclipse just passed, and all those different things that we've come out of that season. There's energy coming in. There's waves that are coming in. I saw this reflection of the sun the other day, a few days ago, and I was going to make a video, but I was too tired, and I saw a blue, purple, I want to call it an indigo color, but it wasn't the violet flame. If it was, a totally different thing, but this was a different energy that I could see, and it was coming out of the sun. And because of the way it was reflecting and I could see it, the energy that was bouncing off had this iridescent, I want to say translucent rainbow. It was like a crystalline coming out of the blue, but the blue was a deep indigo color. Excuse me. It was absolutely beautiful, but it spoke to me on many different rays of color. And yet it was like a blue indigo iridescent crystal rainbow. So it was a lot, and I haven't seen rays like that coming out of the sun yet. So this was a new one. This was just a couple days ago. And I think we're all integrating these lights, these new energies that are coming in, and just different waves. And I guess we see what we're supposed to see when we see it. So with that being said, back to the swamp. This is the third time now. Maybe it'll be the charm. So I'm trying to keep it short. So just have a lot to share with you. Now, the swamp. So imagine that there's a swamp, and humanity, we've heard Trump proclaim many times that he's draining the swamp and different things like that. So just imagine that all these experiments and all of this stuff that's been going on, the genetic stuff, the Grand Canyon, Antarctica, all of the pyramids, all these things on Earth, all these things that are going to be coming up and disclosed to everybody finally. As these things are happening, it's like this cleanup's going on. So imagine that you walk down to a swamp and somebody tells you, okay, if you want to get to the other side, you got to go through the swamp. And you're like, hell no. There's leeches in there. There's snakes in there. I'm not going in there. Well, okay, it's only waist high. God, well, maybe there's alligators in there. Who wants to go, or crocodiles or whatever? Who wants to go in with the mosquitoes biting up here and then unknown dangers down there? Nobody wants to go into a swamp. And so nobody wanted to look at what's underneath the surface. Everybody wanted to just glide across on a boat. They wanted to be rescued by a boat or a ship or whatever. And that's not how it is. You cannot get to the other side unless you walk through the crap that, has been here. And so there's a lot of volunteers. There's people working on it. But there's also a lot of light workers that are now realizing that it's not just all peace and love and light. There's also, the masculine side, the feminine side. There's the dark and the night. There's all those things that you can't kill off half of yourself. And half of yourself is, you have AI in your body. Everybody does. And if you look at that as your divine masculine, and you look at the feminine as the co-creator side, the creative side, and you look at the masculine side as like the AI, it could be the viruses. You could see it that way if you want to use that analogy. They have to be combined and work together. So however you want to see divine masculine, divine feminine, I'm not saying I see it that way. I'm just saying that is a way to look at it, because it is in fact in our bodies, and we have to work with AI. It's not something that we're going to, all sign up for and go to some medical clinic and everyone's going to get a plate put in their hand or their head. It's not. Yeah, I know Elon Musk is working on certain things like that, the neural connectors and all, but the AI is already in the nanotechnology, from the chemtrails, from the food, from all of that stuff. It's already been in us. There's been genetic experiments going on for decades. So if you are not aware of all of that, then become aware of it. Do your own research on it. It's out there. It's true. It's real. Process the anger, or get through all of that, but get through it, because you have to go through that swamp. And what you got now is you got people who have gone into the swamp and said, okay, here, wear these rubber pants because the leeches won't get on you. But we're all going to form a team. We started forming teams, and we all formed in a line, and we've got this thing that's going to, it's like a net, but the net's going to trap all the leeches, all the snakes, all the, poison venomous, whatever, the biters, whatever else is in there. And we're all like walking together with all of our tools saying, okay, let's go, let's go, let's go. All of the dangers are being pushed away to be caught and trapped. And we're going to see those mass arrests. We're going to see people paying their dues or their justice, and all of it. It's coming. Not soon enough as far as I'm concerned, but, instead of sitting back on the side and saying, I want to see all these people get arrested before I fill in the blank, or I want to see the RV happen before I fill in the blank. And that's okay, but that means you're sitting back on the side saying, I'm going to let somebody else do the work. And I say, I challenge you, get in the swamp now. I mean, who am I to challenge you? I challenge myself. Get back in the swamp and help the team. So what that means to you is, what does that mean to you? Everybody has their own version of, how they can help the team or how they can do their work or whatever. It's stepping into your mission. Nobody can tell you how to drain the swamp. Nobody can tell you how to make humanity better, or how to make the planet better, or heal better. Nobody can tell you how to do that. Only you can step up to fulfill your own mission. And when you figure out what that is, you'll realize you're like Dorothy. You've known it all along. You really have. It's been something that you have been preparing for your entire life and many other lifetimes. And those who connect with prior lives, or have memories, or have dreams and whatever, and have incorporated and integrated those aspects, have an abundance of knowledge at their ready. So what does that mean, though? It doesn't matter how much knowledge you have if you're not stepping up to the plate to connect to your multidimensional self, when you realize that every interaction you have is important. Every interaction you have means something. And every interaction you have is a chance for you to convert your knowledge into wisdom by connecting and actively giving that energy out, connecting up and down up to the grid and down through into the earth, and using that inner power that you have. You have that. And to be able to you make that connection means you're now using that wisdom, and you're stepping into your role, into your power. You're reclaiming that power for yourself of your own personal mission. And you're not waiting for somebody else to tell you what your mission is. So it's time. It's time to get yourself back into the swamp with the team to help everybody push that net so that we can collapse it on all of the leech and the poison and the biters and the haters and all the stuff that's down in there that doesn't belong on the other side, which is like, I guess, the land of what? The golden, the yellow brick road. Where do you go to? Oh, the Emerald City. Ha! And speaking of which, the next portal is like an emerald portal anyway. So there's like a ruby portal, and then there's an emerald portal. And think of the ruby shoes and then the Emerald City. You can think of those things. But the Emerald City is where we're going. Sort of. Use whatever analogy you want for that one. So, New Earth is on the other side of the swamp, and you got to walk through it. You gotta get there. And yes, the road might be cleared by the time you get there, but don't you want to see it now? Don't you want to get there, with the first crew or the second crew or the third crew, or be as early in as you can? So, figure out your mission, step into it, gift yourself with your presence, your full, complete, conscious, and centered presence. And just do what you can do to be, the person that you came here to be. You incarnated for a reason. And I hope you guys can all hear me, because I haven't found my speakers yet to connect. So I'm going to, my microphone, I mean. So I'm going to work on that. I hope you can hear me. I hope I'm talking loud enough. And it's been a while since I've seen you all. So I bless you all. Namaste. I'm sending you my love and light. I love you guys. Catch you soon.